The world is changing profoundly these days. Everyone is talking about President Trump, the wars in Ukraine or Gaza or Taiwan or NATO. All these are very popular issues, but there are also groundbreaking developments in other parts of the world too, like the historic peace initiative in Turkey. There has been decades-long war between the Turkish military and the Kurdistan Workers Party, or PKK, which is a Kurdish separatist group operating in southeastern Turkey. But now, Turkey may be closer to peace more than ever before. In February 2025, the PKK's top leader, Abdullah Öcalan, made a historic call for his group to lay down their weapons and dissolve their organization. The era of armed struggle is over, he declared. It is time to pursue our goals through democratic means. Of course, this is an encouraging step. There have been talks between the Turkish state and the PKK before, but this is the first time the PKK's top leader has made such a call to stop all armed activities. But this time, the peace talks are happening under the shadow of Erdogan's growing authoritarianism. In the past, many believed that solving the Kurdish issue was essential for Turkey's democratization. Now, the PKK and Öcalan seem willing to accept peace on Erdogan's authoritarian terms. This raises important questions. Is an authoritarian peace really possible? And more importantly, what does Erdogan hope to gain from this deal? The PKK was founded in 1978 by Abdullah Öcalan and a group of Kurdish leftist students in Diyarbakir, southeastern Turkey. It emerged during a time of rising Kurdish nationalism and harsh state repression against Kurdish identity. In its early years, the PKK adopted a Marxist-Leninist ideology, calling for an independent Kurdish state across southeastern Turkey, northern Iraq, western Iran, and northern Syria, areas with large Kurdish populations. The 1980 military coup in Turkey intensified this repression, pushing the PKK to shift from political activism to armed struggle. On August 15, 1984, the PKK launched its first armed attacks against Turkish military targets in the towns of Erbil and Şemdinli. This marked the beginning of a bloody, decades-long conflict. Throughout the late 1980s and 1990s, the PKK expanded its guerrilla campaign, targeting both military forces and civilians they viewed as collaborators. The Turkish government responded with brutal counter-insurgency measures, including the destruction of Kurdish villages, forced displacements, and mass arrests. Tens of thousands of people died and millions of Kurds were displaced. A turning point came in 1999 when Turkish intelligence captured Abdullah Öcalan in a covert operation in Kenya. Following his arrest, Öcalan shifted the PKK's goals from full independence to cultural rights and regional autonomy within Turkey. After Öcalan's capture, the PKK declared several unilateral ceasefires. Throughout the 2000s, the group gradually moved from demanding independence to advocating for democratic autonomy. In 2013, peace talks formally began between the Turkish government led by Prime Minister Recep Tayyip Erdogan and Öcalan. This led to a ceasefire and a period of relative calm, but by 2015 the process collapsed due to rising tensions, the Syrian civil war, and domestic political dynamics. Violence returned, especially in urban areas of southeastern Turkey. That same year, Erdogan formed a political alliance with the ultra-nationalist Nationalist Movement Party, led by Devlet Bahçeli. This new alliance led Erdogan to adopt a harsher nationalist stance, combining it with his Islamist rhetoric. Since then, Turkey has pursued aggressive military operations against the PKK and arrested many Kurdish politicians. But in 2024, Turkish politics took a surprising turn. Devlet Bahçeli, who once called for Öcalan's execution, suggested that Öcalan should address the Turkish parliament to make peace. This dramatic shift paved the way for Öcalan's recent call for the PKK to lay down its arms, and PKK declared a unilateral ceasefire. These developments are promising signs for peace. Still, we must ask, why is Erdogan doing this now? What is his game plan? Why does Erdogan want peace? In Turkey, making peace with the PKK or establishing any political connection with the PKK is a risky and controversial step for anyone, including Erdogan and Bahçeli. So why are they doing it? What do they stand to gain? One likely answer is Erdogan's ambition to stay in power indefinitely. According to Turkey's constitution, a person can only serve 2 terms as president. To stay in office beyond his current term, Erdogan needs either a constitutional amendment or an early election, both of which require clear parliamentary approval, but his alliance with the ultranationalists does not have enough votes to pass such changes. Kurdish political support could give Erdogan the numbers he needs. There is also the next presidential election to consider. Erdogan has lost popularity due to Turkey's ongoing economic crisis, and recent polls show that opposition candidates would defeat him. Kurdish votes, which currently favor the opposition, could tip the balance in a close race. By negotiating peace, Erdogan may hope to secure Kurdish support and ensure his continued presidency. These peace talks could be a turning point. On the one hand, they offer a chance to end a conflict that has claimed over more than 40,000 lives over more than 4 decades. But on the other, they may also be a tool for Erdogan to extend his one-man regime and further consolidate authoritarianism in Turkey. And this is Erdogan's authoritarian peace.